Jangalani, jangalani, akina mama jangala.
In 1968, two Wesleyan denominations merged to form the United Methodist Church in the United States. And as Methodism continued to grow in the U.S., thousands of miles across the Atlantic Ocean, the United Methodist Church was also spreading throughout Africa. In 1992, a handful of missionaries from the Congo were sent to establish the United Methodist Church in the country of Tanzania. Because of those few faithful stewards, there are now over 60 United Methodist churches in Tanzania alone. To this day, only two of those missionaries remain in Tanzania, one being Umba Kalangwa and his wife Ngoi, who live in the town of Morogoro. Morogoro is known for its agriculture and gorgeous mountain views. It is home to 315,000 people, including my friend Frank Karoli. I met Frank when I traveled to Morogoro last summer on a mission trip. He served as our translator, as he has done for over 5 years. It was obvious to me as soon as I met him that he was passionate about serving God and his community, but I'll let him tell you more about that.
Hello, my name is Karoli from Morogoro, Tanzania. I'm 34 years old. I'm a teacher. I'm teaching at Westway Pre and Primary School. I'm teaching history, civics, and vocation schools from grade 5 up to grade 7. Apart of being a teacher, I'm also working as administrator of the school. I'm working as a coordinator of the sponsored student. I'm also dealing with income and expenditure of the school.
Frank has been diligently serving the Susanna Wesley pre- and primary schools since 2012, but before meeting Pastor Umba back in 2004, Frank's life was drastically different.
My parents divorced when I was 3 years old. Then I was taken in Mwanza to live with my uncle. After finishing my secondary education, I came back in Morogoro. In Morogoro, I found that my mother got married to another man. Also, my father got married to another woman. But they both sides, they denied me. They didn't wanted to live with me. So I had no place to live. I had no food to eat. But I thank God because the church, the Morogoro United Methodist Church, they give me house to live and they used also to give me food. That it was 2005, and that is when I came to know Jesus. It was my turning point.
Through his relationship with Christ, Frank was provided opportunities to serve not only his local community, but the entire nation of Tanzania.
1 year after knowing Jesus, I was elected to be a youth chairperson of my local church, that is Morogoro United Methodist Church. Thereafter, I was elected to become the chairperson of Morogoro District, and currently I'm the national youth president of United Methodist Church of Tanzania.
In June of 2012, Frank received his bachelor's degree in theology with education from St. John's University of Tanzania. He has used the knowledge and skills learned in university to serve the children of the Susanna Wesley Primary School, the local Morogoro community, as well as the Maasai communities in the Tanzanian bush. Last summer, a mission team from Texas and Oklahoma traveled to Morogoro. Frank served as one of our translators and quickly formed a strong bond with our team. Carrie Cox, our team leader, has traveled to Tanzania and worked with Frank for over 5 years. Here's what Carrie had to say when asked about Frank's faith and will to further his education in America.
I would simply say this, because Frank is one of the few individuals who's completely committed to helping his people and the Christian community that he is associated with in Tanzania better itself. And this commitment is into evangelism as well as into building better educational and employment opportunities for people. Frank is very active in the church at Morogoro. He's also active in the Tanzanian conference hierarchy in terms of the youth movement. But Frank's greatest achievement is in his dedication to the children at Morogoro. Frank's the administrator of the school there, and that school ranks in the top 6% of all schools in Tanzania. And every year, 100 or 99 to 100% of the students pass their government exams so they can go on to the next level. And in Tanzania, if you don't pass those exams, you're done. There's no extra money for education. You're through. But that doesn't happen where Frank is in charge. And Frank is a committed Christian. He loves the Lord with all his heart. And I frankly believe the additional tools he would gather here in the United States would be put to great use in Africa for years to come and affect not only his generation, but the upcoming generation.
Another member of our team was Reverend Melissa Hatch. Over our 2-week visit, Melissa had several conversations with Frank about furthering his secondary education in the U.S.
Frank had the smile that would light up an entire room. He was a quiet presence a lot of the times, and he was our translator. He was someone that we could always trust. Anytime we worried if we were safe, he always encouraged us. He had a beautiful voice for singing, an amazing ability to connect with everybody. I got a chance to work closely with Frank as I was the storyteller for VBS. He would translate all my stories, and we had such a great time. But along the way, I realized that Frank had a calling deep on his soul, deep in the person that who he is, a desire to learn, to grow, to create, to become more than he already is, and to serve his people. He introduced me to his desire to go to seminary. I was touched by how much he shared with me of his personal past. He has a difficult story, and he's gone through so much in his life. But he deserves this opportunity to attend seminary more than anybody that I know. This will truly change his life and the life of all those that he encounters in Tanzania, and even those that he encounters when he's here. My hope and my dream is that our church will get behind supporting Frank and helping him make his dream come true. He took care of our church family. He took care of us for 2 full weeks while we were there, making sure that we were safe, we felt warmly welcomed, and we were always protected. Now we deserve to pay him back. It's our chance to really make a difference in someone's life. I hope that we'll all join together and help make his dream come true as he comes to America, learns English more fluently, becomes seminary trained so that he can return to his country and continue to change lives for Jesus Christ.
Once the team returned to the States in July, Pastor Melissa began working with the admissions board at Texas Christian University in Fort Worth to take the steps necessary for Frank to begin his education here in the U.S. In January of this year, Frank applied for TCU's Intensive English program. The program lasts for 1 year and will give him the necessary language skills to be successful in TCU's Bright Seminary. He hopes to begin the program in the fall of 2018. This is where you come into our story. Frank needs your help. I'll let him tell you why.
I cannot save any amount of money for my salaries. This is because I have a lot of people who are depending on me. My father passed away and he left 5 young brothers. They all depend on me. My mother, she depends on me. I also taking care of myself, paying the house rent, paying water bills, paying electricity bills. That's why I'm asking for the financial support to make this dream come true.
Frank's expenses for the intensive English program, including on-campus housing and food, add up to $26,000. $26,000 to change a man's life forever. I'm asking you to consider making a donation to, as Frank says, help make this dream come true. Because you see, the gifts that God has given Frank that he uses so naturally, persistence, joy, wisdom, love for all people, we need those things here. We need the gifts that Frank has to offer. And the gifts that we have in America, quality public education, financial means, that's what Frank needs to make his dream come true. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 says, "Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver." Pray about this. Ask God to speak to your heart. And pray for Frank. Know that if you do decide to financially support him, you will not only change his life, but all of the lives that he impacts through his ministry here in the U.S. and in Tanzania. Thank you.